What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I want to talk about lighthouses that could be problematic when doing a time lapse. So for example here, I have a time lapse that I did at Bodie Island Lighthouse and it pulsates about 2 times every 25 seconds. So let me just hit play here and you can see in the time lapse it pulsating twice. And this caused a really bad flickering for my time lapse. Everything here in the foreground just lights up and it gets quite distracting. So there's a couple different ways that we could kind of fix this up a little bit. So the first way is free, and all you have to do is copy your video file right here and put one on top of the other. Next, I just want to lower the opacity of the top one to around 50%. And I also want to shorten the length of this time lapse a little bit, and this is just going to give me some play when I use the slip tool. So let's just shrink this down a little bit. And I want to zoom in and select the top file. And you could press Y as a shortcut or go to the slip tool. And now I could adjust this top video file and change the position of it, but it will still remain the same on the timeline and match up with the one below it. So we're gonna adjust it by a few milliseconds. We'll do, well, let me go really far first. Let's do -4, and you're gonna see that the stars are very blurry, and you know, it smoothed out the light a little bit, but the stars are really blurry. So let's try like -1 or 2. You wanna use this very sparingly. So I'm going to reset that and just go to -2. And you see the lighthouse is much smoother now. The stars are a little softer and elongated, but this fixed it up pretty nicely compared to the original. Here's the original. And here it is fixed. Let's try, if you think that's a little too much, let's just do 1 millisecond. All right, and you have that nice pulsating, but it's not as strong as the original. So I'll show you guys the comparison. Let me just pull this up so they kind of flow into each other. So here's the original. We'll let that run. And then here we are using the slip tool. So it's still a little distracting, but it's not nearly as bad. Now, if you want to make it a little bit better, you could get a paid software called Flickering. So if we type in, let me go to Effects, Flickering, and then just drop it in on your clip. And then for this, I use the time-lapse one, but you could experiment on different presets that they have. And I made some adjustments to the time-lapse. I think I shortened the number of the time radius to around 5, and the sensitivity I lowered to around 25. And then I turned off detect motion. And I'll show you guys what I got with those results right here. So as you can see, the stars are still pretty nice and sharp, and the flickering has been mitigated a lot. You only really see most of the flickering on the boardwalk, which I actually kind of like. So I kind of left the settings as is. I could definitely play around with other presets and maybe get a different look, but I was pretty pleased with the way this turned out. So I think the results from the software are the best, but obviously if you don't have the finances, then definitely try the free method using the slip tool. It does a pretty decent job, and definitely experiment and see what works best for you guys. I've been really impressed with Flickr Free. Again, I paid full price. I don't have any kickback with them. It's just an add-on that works really well, and I like to promote things that I really like. So that's that, guys. If you ever run into any situations like this, definitely give it a try, and take care. Bye-bye.